concerns that I have is how, especially when it's like a large amount of data that you're gathering, right? Let's stick to qualitative at this point, right? We get answers from like 500 people. Do you have a tool, right? Or something that will help you analyze a little bit faster? Because I mean, I've been in the weeds sitting down and analyzing spreadsheets of responses, and it's been a little bit of a such time-consuming task that I feel there should be a tool out there. And I found a few, but I would love to hear your ideas on.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tools for qualitative are not as time efficient.
Sure.
or any. You're going to find the best tools with the quantitative, because it's all about delivering those surveys and online surveys. Which, hey, that's where it's at. But to your point of looking at tons of responses, there is a way to there is one method that you can use that kind of helps you, the processor. It's actually what I did my dissertation using, which is called the Delphi Method, where you start with one very general question and you can send it out. Now we can send it out via a survey format, but leave it free response. Now you've got, a gazillion answers, and then you send it back to the same group, if you will, or additional groups, and you say, okay, so help us understand, do these connect the same way? Do they relate the same way? Do they belong in groups together? That type of thing. Or do they, how would you rate them? Mm-hmm. And then from there, you might do one more round of now rate them again. Here's our short list. Now rate them. So you might even look at like how you go about choosing employees. From 100 resumes, you take it down to maybe your top 5 or 10, and then you even narrow it down as you get more clear on what it is, where there's consistencies or not consistencies, who stands out, who. That type of thing. Okay. So from the research, from the qualitative method, one, you get a smaller focus group.
Sure.
Or you send out the broad question and see what comes back, and then narrow it down by a rating scale.
Got it.
But then for tools, like for the quantitative, do we want to go there or?
Yeah, sure. That'll be great.
Yeah. So I find, there's every kind of tool you would want, from free to very, very complex. So your freebie one, everybody has access to, is Google Forms. So it's within the Google Drive family, right? And it's kind of a very simple form structure, where if you want to do an RSVP all the way down to a complete, site registration for some event, to, to a small, less complex survey of some basic questions. And then it records all the answers on a spreadsheet within the Google Drive system. Okay, so then another one that has a little bit more of aesthetic quality is called sogosurvey.com.
So go.
Another freebie, yay. And then you have kind of that intermediate one with Survey Monkey, which a lot of businesses do use. And it's on the lower end of lower to medium end of paid surveys, but it gives you a lot of flexibility. And you'll see that used in a lot of different settings. And then kind of what I would say is the Mercedes or the gold star is that Qualtrics. Mm-hmm. XM, I think they're adding to their branding as well. And that is much more comprehensive. It's used both by academics and businesses. It also, for a fee, has availability to get survey panelists, because that's one of the challenges, is getting to the right audience if they're not already in your database. Right. Or if you're looking at new products, you want to find a brand new audience as well sometimes. So that one has a lot of the extra bells and whistles that you might find in more of the complex or longer surveys that really get down deep into a topic.
Mm-hmm.
And then one extra tool that you're going to find a lot in the academic world anyway is the SPSS. And that is it's a statistical analytics tool. So when when you get down to the crunching the numbers part, that's where you go there.